Hey, what is up, everybody? So, today's episode is all about food, helping you improve your eating habits, and hopefully, as well, guiding you towards making better food choices. Now, that's the kind of goal with today is getting you to understand a bit more about food and what you need to do if you want to tone up, lose weight, and how to actually focus on choosing better foods. So that's what today's goal is all about, getting you on track with that. And we'll have a little bit of homework as well at the end of today. So I'm looking forward now to getting stuck in and chatting to you about nutrition. So the approach that I take with nutrition is not about doing any crazy diets. Um, I just don't believe in diets because I see that when someone does a specific diet, it just means that they're following a specific eating regime for a certain amount of time, and then what's after happening at the end of that. So if you haven't kind of created new habits or you haven't learned how to eat properly during that process of doing a diet, there's a good chance you're just going to go back to the old way of eating. So that's the thing with diets, like a 6 week diet or an 8 week diet. Yes, they're going to get you results. They're going to help you drop body fat, lose weight, whatever. But the most important thing is that you're actually learning something along the way. And if you're not learning something and if you're not doing it in a way that suits your lifestyle, it's not going to be sustainable long term. And that's really what I want to talk to you about today, guys, is making sure that we can set up a food plan for yourself and doing it in a way that's going to be sustainable long term. Now, when I first started off my journey, I had no self-esteem whatsoever. I was this fat, chubby kid, and I hated myself for it, and I never understood why I was putting on the excess weight. And when I look back now, I know it was from eating all the shite. Bars of chocolates, if they were at home, I would jump in, I'd eat 4 or 5 of them. Bags of crisps, same thing. I'd sit down, I'd have one bag, oh, I'd get another one, I'd get another one. I'd be just like munching, munching, munching. Having big sugar filled bowls of cereal late at night. I remember there was a few times actually where I'd get a tub of ice cream, a full liter tub now, right? And I'd put chocolate sauce over it, or I'd put peanut butter onto it, or some other syrup or whatever. I put it in the microwave for a couple of seconds to melt it down and mix it all up, and I'd munch that back. Now you're talking there about probably a good 2,000 calories, if not more, inside, and that's probably even more. That would be inside that, and then just scoffing that into me. And no wonder I was putting on excess body fat. I don't even know why I actually wasn't even bigger from all the extra shite I was eating. But that's the thing, is that a lot of times we're not really aware of the foods that we're eating and the impact it's actually having on ourselves, on our body, on our health. And it's having a complete negative effect to where you want to go. So for me, having my own self-esteem and actually appreciating who I was and liking who I was, this was just putting me off on a complete different path altogether. So even when I started on my fitness journey and I got into exercise and stuff like that, I was still eating shit because I didn't have a clue what I was supposed to do. So I was eating crap, living off fast food, drinking, putting on all the excess calories. Now that's something I didn't understand either, is calories. Like when we want to lose weight and we want to drop body fat, one of the main things we want to focus on is making sure that we're burning off more calories per day than we're actually consuming. So that means if if your body burnt off 2,000 calories a day, but if you're eating 2.5, 3,000 calories per day, that's an excess of 1,000 or 1,500 calories a day that you're consuming. So that means you're not burning it off. If you're not burning it off, it's just going to start storing as body fat inside your body. Now, if we want to lose body fat, drop down weight, whatever way you want to call it, then if you're burn off 2,000 calories a day, you consume 1,800 calories per day, you've got a 200 buffer there. And now it's that 200 buffer over time that's going to allow you to reduce body fat, lose weight, and start to tone up. If you're like me and you want to really improve on your own self-confidence, that is something I wish I had known years and years ago, because it would have saved me years of work of actually getting to where I actually wanted to get to. So it's just something to, I suppose, first of all, be aware of with that. So that's kind of the very first part when you want to try and tone up and drop some body fat and stuff, is really understanding that simple thing of reducing your calories compared to what you're actually burning off each day. Now, with little exercise, if you're say burning off 2,000 calories, and then on top of that you exercised, you burned off an extra 500 calories. That's what you've done there, is you've created an extra buffer for yourself. So if you burnt off 2,000 calories a day, and then you ate 2,000 calories, but then you added a workout on top of that of say 500 calories, and that means you're still going to continue to drop down body fat and tone up, because of that excess calories you burnt off from your exercise. So that's another good reason to make sure that you get into a good proper exercise routine, because you're going to burn off those excess calories. Now, if you want to lose a kilo per week, so 1 kilo, whatever that is in pounds, I'm not sure, 2 point something anyway. And if you want to drop that in per week, what you need to do is you need to reduce your calorie intake by 7,000 calories per week. So 1 kilo of body fat is equivalent to 7,000 calories. Now, that means if we were reducing 1,000 calories per day, so if we were eating, if our bodies were burning off 2,000 calories a day, and we were eating 1,500, then we did a 500 or a workout that that burnt off an extra 500 calories, then that would be a buffer of 1,000. So over 7 days, that would be 7,000 calories, and there you go. That's how you lose a kilo a week. Now, what we need to do to really get on top of that is we need to track it. So there's a free app called MyFitnessPal. If you don't have it, I suggest you download it. And when you're going on there, it's probably going to pop up about getting the premium version, pay for it. Don't bother with that. The free version does everything you want, everything that you need anyway on it. So get the app, you set it up, you put in your goals, you set up your profile, you put in your goals, your height, your weight, your sex, male, female, all that kind of stuff. So you pop all that in, and it's going to pop up and give you a figure of how many calories per day you need to be eating. So that's going to set you a target. And then for each part of the day, your breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, whatever, there's a button there, you click on it, and you can actually put in the foods that you're eating, right? And when you put in your foods, it's going to pop up how many calories is equivalent to that food. And let's again say you're eating 2,000 a day, you had your breakfast with 500 calories, so that'll come down to saying, right, you got 1,500 left for the day, or you got 1,000 left for the day, or whatever way it is, right? It's going to keep reducing as you're putting the food in, so it starts to make you more aware of how many more calories you got left for the day. So if you had a big blowout or whatever, and you say, shit, Jesus, it was 1,000 calories in that meal, I've only got 200 left for the day, but I still have my dinner to go, you know, then you're gone over it. So then what I would suggest is you get an extra bit of exercise in if you want to still be able to have your dinner and still stay underneath. So it's just a handy free tool. It's called MyFitnessPal again. So it's just a handy free tool that you can use to help you track your food. And also as well, it's going to give you your calories, what you should be having per day. Now let's go on to what we should be eating. So again, like I said at the very start, it's not about having a diet. It's not about following any of these crazy juices or shake diets or any shit like that. I don't suggest any of that stuff. I suggest creating your own meal plan based around the foods that you enjoy and that it is sustainable for you. Now, one thing we want to try and aim for each meal, right? Can you get some good protein in? Your chicken, your fish, your steak, whatever it may be. Can you get some veggies in? The more variety of vegetables you can get in, the better, right? Your carrots, your broccoli, your spinach, your peppers, your mushrooms, your any that kind of veggie, salady kind of stuff. Get a nice big portion of that in, and then try and get some good carbs. You can put some potato, you can put some rice, some whole wheat bread, whatever it may be, something like that. So you are having that proper balance, right? Now, as long as you can focus on those three things, so your protein, good lean protein, your fish, your eggs, your nuts, your fish, your eggs, your steak, your fish, all that kind of stuff, your chicken, good lean protein, your good carbohydrates, so your rice, your potato, your pasta, stuff like that, but not completely fried up and cooked in oil and all this other stuff, because then again, that's going to boost up the calories. So you're better off making sure that it's kind of boiled or roasted or something like that. And then just having some good fats. You might have some avocado, you might have some nuts and seeds. So it's little things like that. just be aware of when you're having nuts and avocado and all that kind of stuff. They're pretty high in calories, so it's good to get them in as a good starting point to get some more goodness into you. But just be aware of not to throw a massive amount in because it'll bump up your calories. So again, with breakfast idea, an omelette, it's always good because you're getting good protein. You can throw your spinach, you can peppers, you can throw mushrooms, onion, tomato. You can throw lots of good stuff in there. It's very easy to do. If you don't have eggs, maybe you might have some oats, some porridge, something like that. I'm a big fan of overnight oats. I really enjoy it. Literally, you get a bowl, about 40 grams of oats into it. I normally sprinkle a bit of chia seeds onto it. I'll put some, I normally use kind of almond or cashew milk. Put that into it, let it sit there overnight. In the morning, take it out. Natural yogurt, spoon of that, maybe some berries on top, mix it up, bang, down, yum. So you're getting really good slow releasing carbohydrates. It's going to help with your energy levels. Then for your lunch, you might have a wrap, you might have chicken salad, you might have some fish and some rice or whatever. So again, you're looking to try and just add in some real proper food rather than fried up stuff or stuff that's kind of really highly processed. So like, it's really about just stopping and asking yourself, is this food doing your health good, or is it going against where you want to go? Like that's what you got to ask yourself on each meal. And it doesn't mean you have to give up eating all your chocolate and your sweets and your crisps and your and all the other nice things that you enjoy. But we'll just add them in moderation, right? So if you're using the MyFitnessPal app and you're logging in your food and you're tracking that and stuff like that, and you know where you're at with your calories, if you have something shit, just put that in as well. You might put in, oh, I had a can of Coke and I had a Mars bar. Just throw that in. Just see where you're at with it. Because what will happen is if you start putting all the bad stuff in as well, you'll be more consciously aware of how much calories are related to each of those foods, right? And over time, you might stop and go, oh, I'm not going to have the Mars bar today. Now, I'll have the can of Coke. I'm going to have that, but I'm not going to have the Mars bar because I know that's going to really kind of boost me up on my calories and stuff. So the same with the dinner as well. Could be the dinner is kind of the same as the lunch. You're looking for your lean protein. You might have like a roast chicken thrown into the oven, some carrots and potatoes, bit of salad on the side, tomato, onion, spinach, chop that up. So it's about, again, looking for your real food, add in some goodness and getting as much of that into you as possible. And then adding in your treats as well. Don't overdo it. Every so often allow yourself to have something you enjoy. But just track it and you'll be able to see where you're at with it. Then with that as well, your water intake. Are you drinking water? Now, some people I work with at the moment, they drink feck all water. So it's again, it's handy to have a water bottle or even have a glass anytime you sit down, have a glass with you, knock it back, pint of water, gone. Every meal you have, pint of water, bang it into it, gone. Normally I'd have 2 litre bottle with me as well when I'm working in the gym and stuff. I'd always carry that around, sip away in that all day long, and I might get through 2 of those or even 1.5. So that's like nearly 3 litres, over nearly 4 litres of water I drink a day. So it's just, again, keeping yourself hydrated. Sometimes as well, when we feel hungry, we may not be hungry, we might be dehydrated. So just keep an eye on the colour of your urine as well. So if you take a piss, whatever, and you see that it's bright orange, whatever, you're completely dehydrated. So just making sure you're getting a lot more water into you. That's always going to be a good sign. Your coffee, don't overdo it on coffee either. Again, if you're someone that drinks 4, 5, 6 cups of coffee a day, there must be something lacking for you, that you're lacking energy, that you're having it to boost yourself up, whatever it may be. So again, just be more aware of how much coffee you're drinking. A couple of coffees a day is grand, there's nothing wrong with that. But again, just make sure you're getting plenty of water and to keep yourself hydrated. So that's kind of the main things with the nutrition side, right? It's not about complicating it whatsoever. Your homework for today is download the MyFitnessPal app, start tracking your food, and you'll be able to figure out where you're at with your calories, work that out as well, pop in all the details there, and just track it for a week and just see where you're at. And I guarantee you'll be able to figure this out yourself, asking yourself the question, is this food I'm eating adding value to my health, or is it taking me away from where I actually want to go? And I guarantee by doing that for a week, it's going to make a huge impact on the choices you actually start to make with your food. So I hope today was helpful. I hope it can really kind of change your mindset around the food, because it will help you tone up, it will help you lose weight. And for me, that was a huge part, that when I actually got from being this chubby kid and being inspired to be someone that could be ripped and have a six-pack and all that kind of stuff, something I never thought I could get to. And I did get to it. I got completely ripped. And something that really boosted up my confidence one day was I was on Bondi Beach and I was walking out, and this girl stopped me and asked me could she take a picture of my abs. I was like, holy shit. Going back a good few years, I was someone that was afraid to take my t-shirt off. And then getting to a stage in my life where someone actually stopped me and asked me to take a picture. And that's really, like, following the stuff I'm telling you now is some of the things that actually got me to getting me to that point. And that's really why I'm excited sharing this stuff with you guys, because I know it can have a huge impact for you as well. So that's it, guys. Get stuck in, drink water, focus on eating proper whole foods, food that are going to add value to you, but still keeping the good stuff. Like, I still enjoy having a couple of drinks on a weekend. I'll have a bit of cake every now and then. I enjoy my dark chocolate at night. But make sure, like, the snacks you're picking as well, make sure that it's not all shitty snacks. Get some good fruits into you as well. Try to have a couple of pieces of fruit every day, some berries and stuff like that. And what will happen as well is over time you're going to start creating this healthy lifestyle. You'll never feel like you're restricting yourself from having stuff you enjoy, but you'll be getting lots of good stuff in as well along the way that's going to add lots of value to your health. And it's not about just today, it's about long-term health. Like, our bodies thrive on good nutritious food, like our phytonutrients, which is all the vitamins and minerals that we find in fruits and vegetables. Our bodies thrive on that to get our cells functioning properly. And if we're not having all the goodness in our body, then eventually things will start to break down. We'll get sick, we'll get flus and colds, and it'll start hitting us really bad. And then later on in life, it can actually affect us even more. So it's good to get into these healthy habits ASAP. Stay on track with it, stay on track with your water, exercising as well, and then just keeping yourself moving forward. So again, as always, thanks for jumping on today and checking out. And I'll see you on the next episode.